Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Goloka Namni Nijadamni Chaleta Tasya Devi Mahesha Haridam Suteshu Teshu Te Prabhavani Chaya Vihitascha Yena Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Shristi Stiti Pralaya Sarana Shakti Reka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Viparati Durga Ischanurupam Apiyasya Chachesta Tesa Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Shiram Yatara Vikara Vishesha Yoga Sanjayate Nahitata Pratagasta Heto Yashambhutam Apitata Samupaiti Karyad Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Diparcha Eva Hita Shantanamabhyapetya Dipayate Vravata Hetu Samana Dharma Yastadrage Vihicha Vishnu Chaya Vibhati Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yatkaranarnavajalepatisma Yoga Nidramananta Jagadanda Saroma Kupaha Adhara Shaktim Apalamya Param Samurtim Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yashaika Nishvasita Kala Matavadlambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanata Vishnur Mahansa Ihayasa Kala Vishesho Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Tasmanya Tasma Sakaleshin Nijesha Teja Swiyam Kiya Prakatayata Vitadvadatra Brahmaya Esha Jagadanda Vidhana Karta Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yatpada Pallava Yugambi Nidaya Kumbha Dvande Pranama Sumadhyesa Kanadi Raja Vignan Vidhantam Alamasya Jagatrayasya Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Agnir Mahi Ganganamamu Murudishascha Kalastatatma Manasiti Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vipavanti Vishanti Yamcha Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yachchakshare Sapita Sakalagrahanam Raja Samasta Sudamurti Rashesha Tejaha Yasyagnaya Pramati Sambrata Kala Chakro Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Dharmo Tapapa Nichaya Shutayastapamsi Brahmari Kita Patagava Dayascha Jiva Yadatra Matra Vipapa Prabhava Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yastwindra Gopamatavendra Mahosa Karma Bandhana Rupa Palabhajana Matanoti Karmani Nirdahati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajan Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Piti Vatsalya Moha Guru Gaurava Sevya Bhavai Sanchincha Tasya Sadrishin Tanumapurete Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Shriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurasha Kalpataravo Druma bhumischintamani ganamayi toyamamratam Kataganam natyam kamanam api vamshi priyasaki Chidanandam jyoti paramapi tarasvadyam apicha Sayatra shirabhi sravati surabhi bhyasya sumahan Nimeshardhyakyo vavrajati nahi yatrapi samayaha Bhaje shveta dvipam tamaham iha golokamityam Virantaste shantakshiti viralachara kutipaye Ato vacha mahavishnur bhagavantam prajapatim Raman mahatva vignane prajasarge chichinmati Pancha shloki mibam vidyam vatsatatvam nibodame Prabhude jnana bhaktivyam matmayananda chinmayi Ude tunatama bhaktir bhagavat prema lakshana Pramanais tatsaracharais tarabhyasir darantaram Bodhayanatmanatmanam bhaktimapyutamam labe Yasya shreyaskaram nasti yaya nivritum apnuyad Yasadayati mameva bhaktim tameva sadayed Dharman manyan parityaja mamekam bhaja vishvasan Yadrishi adrishi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadrishi Kurvan nirantaram karma loko yam madhavartate Tenaiva karmana dhyayam mamparam bhaktimichyati Aham hi vishvasya characharasya bijam pradhanam prakritihi pumamscha Maya hita bavarshi vide videhi tomato jaganti Ishvara Parama Krishna Sakshit Ananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Iti Sri Brahma Sanghita Sampurnam Hari Om Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Godo Dai Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamo Nuda. Whoops, forgot the first one. Which is, I did right? Vandare Gurun Isha Bhaktan Ishan Isha Vatarakam Tat Prakasham Statak Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Samjakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Godo Dai Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudao Yada Dvaitam Brahmupanishadi Tadapyasya Tanuba Ya Atmantaryami Purush Shoshamsi Vibhavaha Shadaishvarya Puno Ya Iha Bhagavansa Swayamayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Padatattvam Paramiha Anarpita Charim Chirat Karuna Yavatirna Kalau Samarpayitumuna Rasam Sabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitaha Sadaraya Kandare Spuratuva Sachinandana Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmad Ekat Manam Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bedham Katau Tau Chaitanyakyam Prakatamadana Tadvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yena Bhuta Madhurima Kidrishova Maria Chaukyam Chasya Mad Anubhavita Kidrisham Beti Lobhat Tadbhavadhya Samajani Shachigarbha Sindau Harundu Sankarshana Karanato Vashayi Garbhoda Shayi Chapayobdi Shayi Sheshascha Yashyam Shakalasa Nitya Nandakya Rama Sharanam Mamastu Maya Tite Vyapi Vaikunta Loke Punaishvaryeshi Chatravyuha Madhye Rupam Yasyodbhati Sankarshanakyam Tamshi Nityananda Ramam Prapatti Maya Bharta Janga Sangashrayanga Shete Shakshat Karanam Bodhi Madhye Yasyai Kamshashi Puman Adi Devas Tamshi Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Yasyam Shamsha Srila Garbhoda Shayi Yanabhyabjam Loka Sankatanalam Loka Shrastu Suti Kadama Dhatus Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Yasyam Sham Sham Shaparatma Kilanam Poshta Vishnur Bhati Tugtabdi Shayi Shauni Bharata Yat Kala Sopyanantas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Mahavishnu Jagatkarta Maya Yaya Srijatyada Tasyavatara Evayam Advaita Charya Ishvara Advaitam Harina Dvaitad Acharyam Bhakti Shamshanat Bhaktavataram Isham Tam Advaita Charyam Ashraye Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarva Swapadam Bojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Sinhasanastau Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devau Preshtali Bhisevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasaram Bhi Vam Shiva Tatatastita Karshan Venu Swanir Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestu Naha Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda 18 Thakur Godayaki Kariyachena Atmasat 18 Neracharan Vandontine Moranat Shri Mangalacharan Chaitanya Charamita Ki Jai Om Purnamara Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate Ishavasyam Vidang Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bunjata Magrada Kasa Siddhanam Vaneveha Karmani Jijivi Shakshatam Samaha Evam Twainanyate Tosti Nakarma Lipite Nare Suryanamate Loka Antena Tamasavrataha Tamste Pratyabakshanti Yeke Chatma Hanojanaha Anejade Kamana Sojaviyo Naina Deva Abnuvam Purvanarshat Tadavatonyanat Yetidishtat Tasminapo Matarishva Dadhati Tadejati Tanaijati Tadure Tadvantike Tarantarasya Sarvasya Taru Sarvasya Bhayataha Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmanyevanu Pashyati Sarvabtanam Tato Na Vijagupsate Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atmaevad Budvijanataha Tatrako Mohakashoka Ekatvam Anupashyataha Sapare Gachukram Makayam Avranam Asnaviram Shuddham Apapavidham Kavir Manishi Paryabhuswayambur Yathatyatortan Vyardashasvatibhya Samapyaha Andantama Pravishyanti Ye Vidyam Upasate Tato Bhuya Ivate Tamo Ya Uvidyayamrataha Anyarevahu Vidyaya Anyarahu Ravidyaya Iti Shushu Madhiranam Yenastad Vijichakshire Vidyam cha yas Tadvedo Bayam Saha Avidyayam Ratum Tirtva Vidyayam Ratum Ashnute Andantama Pravishyanti Ye Sambhutim Upasate Tato Bhuye Ivate Tamo Ya'u Sambhutyam Rataha Anyarevahur Sambhavad Anyarahur Asambhavad Iti Shushu Madhiranam Yedastad Vichichakshire Sambhutim cha Vinasham cha Yastad Vedo Bayam Saha Vinashena Mrityum Tirtva Sambhutyam Mritum Ashnute Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattvam Pushana Pavranu Satyadharmaya Drishtaye Pushane Karshayama Surya Prajapatya Vyuharasmin Samuha Tejo Yate Rupam Kalyanatamam Tate Pashamyo Savasa Purusha Somasmi Vayora Nilamambratam Atedam Bashvantam Shariram Om Kratos Smara Kritam Smara Kratos Smara Kritam Smara Agnenaya Supadharaya Sman Vishvani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yuyodyasmastu Harana Meno Bhuishtam Te Namo Uktim Bidema Shri Upanishad Sampurnam Hare Om Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam Jihva Vegam Udarapasta Vegam Etan Vegan Yo Vishaheta Dhira Sarvamapi Mam Pritivim Sashishyat Atyahara Prayashascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janashangascha Lalyam cha Shadbir Bhakti Vinashyati Utsahan Nischayad Dharyat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Shatovrate Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati Dadati Prataganati Kuhyamakyati Prashyati Bhukte Bojayate Chaiva Shadvidam Priti Lakshanam Krishneti Yasya Giditam Manasadriyeta Dikshasti Che Pranati Pischa Bhajantamisham Shushraya Bhajana Vignamananya Manya Nindari Shunya Hridamipsita Sangalavya Drishtai Sabhava Janitar Vapushascha Doshar Na Prakritavamiha Paktya Janasya Pashyed Gangam Nasam Nakadabhut Buddha Pena Pankar Brahma Drabhavama Pagachati Niradharamai Syat Krishna Nama Charitari Sitapta Vidya Pito Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kintva Varad Adudilam Kalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramad Bhavati Tadgada Mula Handri Tannama Rupa Charitari Sikirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Nasilniyoja Tishtam Brajetananuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayeda Kilamithyupadesha Saram Vaikuntash Janito Varamarupuri Tatrapi Ratsotsava Vrindaranyamuda Niramanat Tatrapi Govardhanaha Radha Kunamihapi Gokulapate Premamritat Lavanat Kuryarasya Virajato Giritate Sevam Vivekinakaha Karmebhya Parito Hare Priyataya Vyaktim Yayurjnaninas Tebhyo Jnani Vimukta Bhakti Parama Premaikanishtastata Tebhyasta Pashupala Pankara Drishas Tabhyopi Saradika Prishta Tadvadiyam Tadiya Sarasi Tamna Shrayaka Kriti Krishnasyo Chai Pranaya Vasati Priyasyo Yopi Radha Kundam Chasya Munibhirapitas Tadrageva Vyadayi Yapreshter Apyalam Asulabam Kim Punar Bhakti Bhajam Tapre Medam Sakrit Api Sarasnatur Avishkaroti Shri Upadeshamrita Sampurnam Radhesham Vyasuvacha Iti Samprashnas Prishto Vipranam Brahmaharshani Shastashesham Pravaktum Upachakrame Sutuvacha Yam Pravajantam Anupetam Apetakrityam Dvaipayano Viraha Kartara Ajuhava Putreti Tanvayatayatharavo Benedus Tam Sarva Bhutarayam Munim Anatosmi Yasvanubhavam Akila Shuti Saramekam Adhyatmadhipam Atitirshatam Tamondam Samsarinam Raya Pranakuyam Tam Vyasasunam Upayami Gurun Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Munaya Sadhu Prishtoham Vavadbhir Loka Mangalam Yakripa Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati Savaipum Samparo Dharmo Yato Bhakti Datoksaje Ahaitu Kiya Pratiyata Yayatma Suprasidati Andudeva Rati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayat Yashubhairagyam Jnanam Chayada Haitukam Dharma Svanustita Pumsam Vishvaksena Katasuya Notpadayet Yadiratim Shrama Eva Hikevalam Dharmasya Hyapavargasya Nartorta Yopakalpate Dharmasya Nartakantasya Kamolabhaya Hismritaha Kamasya Nendriya Pritir Labo Jivete Yavata Jivasya Tattva Jignasya Narto Yasheha Karmavi Vadanti Tattva Vidas Tattvam Yajnanamadvayam Rameti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate Tashchadadhana Munayo Gana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyantya Chatmanam Bhaktya Grihitaya Atapumbir Dvijashreshta Varna Shrama Vipagashaha Shvanustistasya Dharmasya Samsadir Haritoshanam Tasmadikena Manasa Bhagavan Sattva-tampati Shotavya Kirtitavyascha Gyeya Pujascha Nityada Yad Anudyasina Yukta Karma Kranti Nibandhanam Chintanti Kovidastasya Ko Nakuryat Kataratim Shushushoshadadhanasya Vasudeva Katarichi Syanmahat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantaksto Hipadrani Vitunoti Suhritsatam Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Tada Rajastamo Bhava Kama Loba Dayaschaye Cheta Eter Anavidham Stitam Sattve Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavat Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidite Hridayai Grantish Chitante Sarva Samshaya Shiyante Chasya Karmani Jishta Eva Manishvare Kadvikanyo Nityam Bhaktim Paramayamura Vasudeve Bhagavati Kurvandyatma Prasadanim Sattvam Rajastama Iti Prakritir Gunastayar Yukta Para Purusha Ekahi Hatsyadate Stityare Hari Varinshi Hareti Samya Sheyam Sitatva Kalu Sattva Tanur Nirnam Syu Partiva Daruno Dumas Tasmadagnis Trayimayaha Tamasastura Justasmat Sattvam Yad Brahma Darshanam Bejare Muniyo Tagre Bhagavantam Batoksajam Sattvam Vishudham Shemaya Kalpante Yenutaniha Mumokshavo Kora Rupan Ivabhuta Patinata Narayana Kalashanta Bhajantyan Yanusuyava Rajastama Prakritaya Samashila Bhajante Vai Pitrir Bhuta Pajeshadin Shri Aishvarya Prajep Sabaha Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramaka Vasudeva Parayoga Vasudeva Parakriya Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapaha Vasudeva Param Dharmo Vasudeva Paragati Saevedam Sasarjagre Bhagavana Mamayaya Sarasad Rupaya Chaso Gunamaya Guno Vibhu Jaya Vilashite Shreshu Guneshu Gunavaniva Anta Pravishta Abhati Vignanena Vrajrimbrita Yadaya Bahito Bhanir Darushweka Swayonishu Naneva Bhati Vishvatma Bhuteshu Chatatapuman Asau Gunamayer Bhavir Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmabi Swanirmiteshu Nirvishto Bhukte Bhuteshu Tadgunan Bhavayen Yesha Satvena Lokan Vai Lokabhavana Lila Vataranurato Devatiryan Naradishu Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samitayam Pratamaskande Naimisheo Prakyane Dvitiyo Dhyayaha Hari Om Rupa Raganatha Pari Hai Bhaya Kuti Kabe Hamsa Bujhabashe Jugala Piriti Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. China. No? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Microphones. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll help you if you need it. I'll help you if you need it. Sing it together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Go Premanande Haribo Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Go Premanande Dai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Dai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo So, when Krishna decided to bewilder the minds of his father and friends and the whole community in Vrindavan, as they were just about to embark on a worship ceremony for Indra, some would have wondered what his motive was, some might ask. But our acharyas have told us. First, he wanted to cut down the mountain of pride that had grown up in the heart of Indra. Because if somebody's given a big position like Indra has, and there's a lot of opulence, there's a dangerous attitude that can creep in called entitlement. Thinking, I deserve this. This is mine. And this is the opposite of the kind of idea that one should have to please Krishna and to be able to go on chanting Hare Krishna. And that opposite attitude is called akinchana, which means that I don't have anything. I have no stature whatsoever. I don't even know who let me in here with all these great souls. I just, somehow or other, I'm a mercy case. Somebody let in through the back door and said, don't mess things up. And Krishna recognizes within the heart of his devotees what the attitude is. And as Prabhupada writes in the beginning of the Nectar of Instruction, the advancement of the devotee is dependent on his or her attitude. And if somebody is not very expert in singing or playing something or writing something or distributing something or whatever it may be, but has a humble service attitude, then Krishna accepts that. Just like the Brahmana in South India that was trying to read Bhagavad Gita even though he was illiterate. And people laughed at him, but when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, he felt his sincerity and he asked him why he was reading the Bhagavad Gita. And he said, did the Brahmana that my spiritual master told me to read it every day, but unfortunately I'm illiterate, I can't really do it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then why are you crying when you're reading it? And he said, did the Brahman that I think of how merciful Krishna is, that Arjuna, his devotee, said, please drive my chariot, take it over there, and Krishna said yes. He serves his devotee out of love, even though he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said, that's why I'm crying when I think of him as Parthasarathi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then you've really understood the Bhagavad Gita. And he kept him with him. It's what attracts Krishna, because expertise in and of itself is useless if one doesn't have the right attitude. Duryodhana was expert in many things and had all the opulence, but Krishna wouldn't eat at his house. He invited him. Duryodhana asked Krishna to come over for a royal feast, but Krishna wasn't interested. He went over to Vidura's house, and over there they didn't have it together because they weren't expecting him, and got so excited they handed him the banana peels instead of the bananas. And he even accepted that because he saw there was sincerity, there was love, there was a mood of akinchana. And so that's our real wealth. And we have to work on it. Otherwise, Krishna's so kind, he works on it for us. And that's why when he saw Indra had become like that, then he had the idea that he would take it away from him. And he had a whole plan about Govardhana Hill. But there was another really important reason why Krishna enacted the pastime at Govardhana Hill. And the other reason was that he loved his devotees so much. And he knew how much they loved him, so much so that we know in Vrindavan during the day when Krishna goes out into the forest and people can't function very well. They're missing him so much that some people can't talk. Their voices freeze up. And they're waiting and waiting till they see the cloud come, which means the cows are raising the dust from Vrindavan and creates a cloud, and they know Krishna's coming back. So poetically, like when the darkness comes, that's when they get excited. And Krishna, when he lifted Govardhana Hill, he gave an opportunity that was not available before in Vrindavan. And that was for everyone to see him 24 hours a day. Some devotees got to see him in the nighttime when he'd sneak out. Others, cowboys, they'd see him in the daytime when he'd take out the calves and the cows and they go out together. Of course, they felt separation even when Krishna would go behind a tree for 1 second. They got an anxiety about it. What to speak of, he's gone all day. His parents would see him in the morning and the evening. So at Govardhan, he was standing like this for 7 days for everyone to see from any angle. And all the devotees were there with him. And it's mentioned by Shukadeva Goswami that actually the gopis were especially happy because they always have to hide their love for Krishna. They don't want anybody to know. They say sometimes, well, yeah, everybody's attracted to Krishna. Everyone means them too. But at Govardhana Hill, then there was unrestricted. Everyone was there. So what could they do but glance at him? And who could fault them, because everyone was doing it and they were all there together. So Krishna arranges that if we want to see him, if we want to be with him, then he'll make some arrangement somehow. It's the internal process of devotional service. It's not us doing it, but Krishna arranging it according to our desire. And if we can get some desire for devotional service by being around those who have it, we get infected. We get to catch that bug of the desire to be with Krishna, to see him and to hear about him. And I heard Prabhupada this morning talking about how the only real medicine to cure all ills in our lives is to hear Krishna Katha. So if there's a way to keep the transcendental vibration going, take every second possible you can. If you're going to put on your socks and you think, well, that's only going to take 1 minute. That's a long time, actually. 1 minute. You can listen to something. You can hear from your little red box, and if you didn't get one, you can see me. Or arrange it so that you're always hearing Krishna Katha, either about Krishna, from the Krishna book, from the Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavad Gita, constantly hearing, because, and especially when you're young, if you continue to, as Prabhupada said, cram Bhagavad Gita. You know how to cram, right? You sure do. You've been doing it for decades now, some of you. You know how to cram. So cram Bhagavad Gita, because it all goes in, and it all stays in, and it completely transforms from the inside out. And this life is just a quick ride, like one of those rides at Three Flags. That's the knockoff version. You don't know where it is. It's a Three Flags version. Costs half price. It's like going on one of those rides, and then you come out to the end, and it's over fast. So take advantage to always hear Krishna Katha, and try to be around those who are interested in speaking about Krishna. An old friend of mine, Godbrother, had written me a text today. He wanted to talk about the adversities created by the pandemic. I think I have my text I wrote back to him. I'll just tell it to you because it's something that you can use if you like. I think Gopal gave me this. You know Gopal in Vrindavan? The Kirtaniya? He used to play Madanga for Indra Prabhu a long time ago. This is from Delhi, I think. Sorry for the delay. What?
I have a question.
Yes?
The Brahma who can't read, I've always wondered, when your Guru Maharaj gives you an instruction to do something, are you supposed to stare at the book or try to learn to read? He spent so many years just staring at the book. He could have put a little effort and learned to read. Is that not what you're supposed to do when your Guru gives you an instruction?
He put a lot of effort, no?
He didn't. He was never able to read?
What?
The Brahmana who had the book.
Yeah, he was trying.
But I kind of wondered, he got a lot of time to sit and stare.
Learn as you go. Prabhupada really liked that, because the artists, they went to paint, and they came back to Prabhupada and said, we don't know how to paint. What to speak of paint the supreme absolute truth? And Prabhupada said, sit in front of the canvas and pray. He liked that, learn as you go. He said, bring whatever talent you have now, Krishna will give you more. And so many artists became expert. Of course, they did take some training and things like that. I'm sorry for the delay. This is the last thing. I know it's late because you all want to get up at 2 tomorrow to chant extra rounds. And I don't want to hold you back from such things. So all this stuff about virus this, virus that, vaccines this and that, and I wrote back to my dear Godbrother, and I said, Prabhu, please at my heartfelt obeisances, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, I've made an agreement to withhold discussing pandemic, virus, and vaccine until 2032. Your servant Vaisesika Dasa. He liked it. He sent it back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 emojis. The first 3 are smiling. Next 3, tears are coming out of their head. Next 3, like they're really coming out. And then it starts like just tears and then... So if you can, build up a firewall. You don't have to be obnoxious or antisocial. But whenever you can, take advantage of hearing and chanting. And, arrange times when you can hear. Because like we did tonight, we chanted a few shlokas. If you can do that and hear from Prabhupada's books and do kirtan and things like that, then you start to get spiritual strength. And that carries throughout your life. And Krishna will help from within the heart. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Manan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev. If you so desire, please bless everyone who joined the kirtan tonight, everyone who listened from wherever, everyone who wished they had been here but they weren't able to connect, and everyone who didn't come and didn't even care, that they may always have a taste for Krishna consciousness, to hear and chant, and to be a kind friend to all the other living beings, to give them Krishna consciousness. Thank you for considering my request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in part or in whole. Please say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.